Hello. The reason I'm making this video is concerning, it's a warning for all eBay buyers and eBay sellers. And there's some issues that I don't agree with what eBay is doing, and I don't know if anybody else would agree with it, but if you do, then maybe you should be calling eBay and letting them know about these issues. And I will give you examples. As a eBay customer, I have been buying a lot from eBay, and I have about over, I think, 300 as a buyer, 100% positive feedback. I sold something recently on eBay, and I was not aware of this, but I understand eBay has to make their profit and charge for your selling of your item, and also the fees for putting advertising. So when I auctioned the item, and I made some specific rules on the auction, as to payment 3 days after auction, so forth. But when I received the bill from eBay, it was that I had to pay a 9% of the total cost from what I sold. And that I have no discrepancies with, and I don't have discrepancies with the fees. But what I do have a discrepancy with, and I think all sellers should realize this, is that eBay charges part of that 9% on your shipping charges. So you have to realize that you have to pay for the packing material and to ship the item. And no matter what state you're in, things change. So not everything is the same, but you lose out because eBay's taking part of that shipping charge. So, for example, if the shipping was $35 that you charged, they're going to take $3 and something cents out of that as part of the 9%. And they will tack that on after they already charged you for the item you sold for their fee. Now, I don't agree with that. I don't think that they should be charging us for shipping 9%. I think that should be based on us. I mean, as it is, it cost me more than $35 to ship the item, but I took the hit with it. And I don't agree with them taking money out of it. How is a seller supposed to make anything? When I did call eBay and confront them about this, they told me that they're encouraging all sellers to do free shipping. Well, if you start doing free shipping, what's going to happen is eventually sellers are going to be marking up their prices because they're going to be losing money out. Again, you have to realize you're paying for, they're deducting for what you sold the item plus any shipping that you have to do. So basically you're losing rather than gaining. And that's what's going to be happening. People are going to be raising their prices. And with this economy right now, nobody wants to do that. Now, the other issue that I have with eBay is that once I did sell the item, I've stated on my auction that it was to be paid 3 days after end of auction. The auction ended on the 31st. The payment was never received. I had to make a complaint to eBay about that, and I told them, why don't we just cancel the transaction, and because I have not heard from the buyer, and let's end it so that way I could just auction it back. But eBay did not recommend that. They're telling me that if you cancel it, the buyer has the right to leave me negative feedback, which that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I did my part by selling it. The buyer bought the item, and they should live up to their responsibility. Now, I'm not saying every buyer is bad or anything. What I'm saying is that if you're going to buy something or you're going to win it on eBay, you should live up to your responsibility and pay for it at the timely manner. Now, I had to wait till January 8th to get the payment from the buyer when I sold it on the 31st, which, again, it was a discrepancy where I did not agree with, and I did not agree with eBay telling me that not to cancel the transaction because the buyer can leave me negative feedback, and that was wrong. A buyer should not leave you negative feedback when they are not when you cancel the transaction. That should not be entitled. And if the seller doesn't want to leave negative feedback, then they shouldn't do that either. But again, you should not go on one side and then leave it as the other person to have a bad reflection for the person that's doing good by this. The other thing is that when I did get the payment, now here's the other one, and I don't know if a lot of sellers are aware of this or new sellers, but when I did receive the payment, I was not allowed to get the funds until I shipped the item. Now, that is another thing that I don't agree with eBay holding our funds when it's our funds that, you know, the seller's funds who sold the item. They had to hold the fee, I'm sorry, they had to hold my amount until the buyer receives the item. And then you have to wait 3 days more until they, for them to leave you feedback or to get the funds out of the account, which that does not make any sense. You should get your money right away. And as long as you shipped it and you sent it to the buyer, you're entitled to your funds. eBay should not be holding it and not telling you when you're going to get the funds. And the reason they did that is because they're saying that I have not sold in a long time, but yet I have 100% positive feedback, and I bought over 300. You know, I did business, and I have over 300 ratings, and yet they're still telling you, monopolizing you by telling, well, you didn't sell, so you know we're going to hold your money. That's not fair to a seller, and I think that they need to correct that, and I think all sellers need to call and tell them, you know, this is wrong. You shouldn't be doing this, and you know we deserve our funds. I mean, there's a lot of us right now with this. Like I said, this economy, it's hurting us. And we depend on that if you're going to sell something. It shouldn't be up to eBay's discretion to say, hey, you're not going to get your money. Well, that's wrong. You don't do that. I don't agree with it. I think that sellers and buyers need to be aware of this, and they should call eBay and make these kind of suggestions or complaints and say, hey, I don't appreciate that. The part is that it took me almost pretty much a month to get my funds, and that was wrong. I stress that everybody calls eBay and lets them know that this shouldn't be happening, and I think this is a warning to everybody, so that way you're aware of it and that you can complain. If you know, that's pretty much what I can say about this, but I hope this is okay, and thank you.